Good morning, all of you. You all are welcome in the e-learning classes of the Sacred Heart School. Today in this video, we will discuss about the very important states of matter, that is the solid state. You know, in our surrounding, all type of the matter exist in the five types of the states of matter. And out of these five types, the most prominent one, that is the solid state. So in this unit, we will discuss about the detailed description of all type of the matter which exist in a solid form. So basically, in this video, we will discuss how this solid can be classified and what is the basic internal arrangement of the atom in the solid structures. The solid state. The basic characteristics of the solid. The solid have the definite mass and the definite volume. The intermolecular distance are quite short between the molecules. Intermolecular forces are very strong. Their constituents particles may be atom, molecules and ions and having the fixed position in their geometry. These entities can oscillate in their mean position and they are incompressible and quite rigid in structure. So these are the general characteristics that you have done in the lower classes and how these solid can be defined. But the basic description for the existence of all three states of matter, that is the two factors. One is dipole interaction and second the concept of the thermal energy. In the class 11th, in the unit states of matter, we have done this segment, what is dipole moment and what is the thermal energy. So we can say, in case of the solid, and this dipole interaction is very strong and the magnitude of the thermal energy is very low, and that's why these solids are quite rigid, compact in structure and their constituents entities may be arranged itself in a fixed position. So we can say, and these are the general characteristics of the solid. Now, how this solid can be classified? On the basis of the relative arrangement of the atoms and molecules, all type of the solid can be classified in two main parts. One is crystalline solid and second one is amorphous solid. All those solid in which the constituents particles are arranged itself in a fixed ordered arrangement that known as crystalline solid, and on the other hand all the solid in which the particles are arranged in any manner, in haphazard manner, and that known as the amorphous solid. So all type of the solid can be classified in two main broad lines. One is crystalline and second one is amorphous. Crystallines are those in which constant particles are arranged in the small number of crystals, and these crystals having the repeated arrangement. Very simple example, जैसे एक wall होती है, inside the wall all the bricks are arranged in a fixed manner. So one wall is the basic repetitions of the brick and bricks having the fixed dimension, and so the wall is considered to be a crystalline solid. On the other hand, inside the wood, inside the rubber and particles are arranged in any manner and there is no fixed arrangement of the constituent particle is there, and so this is the example of the amorphous solid. And not only this one, the glass. The glass is also example of the amorphous solid because in the glass the lead particles are arranged in any specific pattern. So we can say in a crystal, अगर सारे के सारे कॉन्स्टेंट पार्टिकल एक रेगुलर पैटर्न के अंदर अरेंज होते हैं एंड सॉलिड इज सेट टू बी crystalline one. If this pattern is not there and the solid is said to be the amorphous one. So this is the basic arrangement and the internal view of the crystalline as well as the solid, that is amorphous one. In this crystalline arrangement सारे के सारे पार्टिकल एक फिक्स पैटर्न के अंदर अरेंज हैं, while in case of this amorphous one there is no fixed pattern is there. So this is the basic difference of the arrangement. Clear? So this amorphous solid consists of the particles in the irregular manner, and whereas in the solid particles are arranged in a regular manner. So the two more terms we have to coin here to explain the difference between the crystalline and the amorphous one. जो क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड होते हैं आप उनको लॉन्ग रेंज ऑर्डर्ड सॉलिड बोलते हो, while in case of the amorphous one they known as the short range ordered arrangement. So in this way all these constituents atoms are quite differ in this crystalline as well as the amorphous solid. Is it clear? So this basic difference you have to remember. क्या मतलब है शॉर्ट रेंज अरेंजमेंट का? जैसे एक पैटर्न अभी शुरुआत हुई है इसकी, जब आप थोड़ा आगे बढ़ेंगे तो यू विल फाइंड द न्यू टाइप ऑफ द पैटर्न. तो दिस पैटर्न ऑफ कांस्टेंट पार्टिकल इज लिमिटेड इन अ फिक्स्ड एरिया, very small area, so this type of the arrangement known as short range order. While in case of this one the same pattern is repeated in the whole lattice, in the whole geometry, and this is said to be, this is the long range ordered arrangement. So this two terms we have to remember. If one question is there for write the one main point of the difference between the crystalline and the amorphous one, the crystalline are said to be the long range order, and while the amorphous one known as short range order molecules. Crystalline solid have the sharp melting point because all the constituents are arranged in a fixed pattern, so the magnitude of lattice enthalpy is fixed, whereas in case of the amorphous one there is no fixed arrangement is there, so the lattice enthalpy is quite variable, and that is why, because the fixed lattice enthalpy is responsible for the fixed value of the sharp melting point, while in case of the amorphous one there is no fixed lattice enthalpy will be there, so their melting point is also variable. So in this way this difference you have to remember for the crystalline and amorphous one. On heating, the crystalline solid shows the quite deviations from the particles, and they becomes milky in appearance because of the some crystallization. So this basic difference again is an important characteristic of solid, whereas amorphous solid have a tendency to flow, and these solids are called the pseudo or supercooled liquid. And the best example to explain the supercooled liquid, that is the glass window. Have you ever observed the glass window of the old buildings? If you will carefully notice the window panes of the old building, that time you will notice that the thickness is more at the bottom side of the window pane. जो खिड़की के विंडो पेन्स होते हैं, शीशे होते हैं, उसमें बॉटम पर आपको थिकनेस ज़्यादा मिलेगी. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द ओल्ड बिल्डिंग्स जिसमें ग्लास को लगाए हुए काफ़ी टाइम हो चुका है. तो व्हाट इज देयर, व्हाट इज द बेसिक फिनोमेना इज देयर? व्हेन द सनलाइट इंसिडेंट, the glass particles becomes heated and they have a slow tendency for the flowing. As in the evening the temperature becomes low and these solid becomes fixed as the fixed position. तो ये phenomena लगातार चलता चला रहा है from the numerous years, and that's why कुछ thickness, कुछ आपके glass particles bottom तक पहुंच जाते हैं और thickness को partially increase कर देते हैं. तो this is the basic phenomena that we have observed. The window panes are quite thicker at the bottom, और ऊपर से उनकी thickness का scenario थोड़ा सा कम हो जाता है. तो this basic difference always you have to keep in your mind, and whenever you observe the old buildings. So one question is there in the board examination, why the window panes of the old buildings are thicker at the bottom. That time you have to explain कि these solids having the tendency to flow. तो amorphous solid की flow करने की tendency होती है, crystalline की ये flow करने की tendency नहीं होती. तो this basic difference always you have to keep in your mind. So one more point you have to add there, that is anisotrophy. The crystalline solids are anisotrophic while the amorphous solid are isotrophic in nature. What is the meaning of the term the anisotrophic? Whenever you will pass some X-ray through this crystalline solid, suppose from this angle if you will incident the X-ray, and this X-ray can be passed through this crystalline solid, one side only one type of the particle which may be cation is there, and other side only one type of particle that is anion is there. So you will find the deflection of this X-ray, and you can also calculate the angle of refraction for this deviated X-ray. From this particular angle, the pattern is quite a difference. One cation, one anion, one cation, one anion, and same side the one cation. तो deflection angle is quite different. तो आपको इसके refractive index में अलग अलग values मिल जाएंगी. तो किसी भी क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड के अंदर जब हम एक्सरे को इंसिडेंट करते हैं तो उनके रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स की वैल्यू अलग अलग हो जाती है. तो दिस इज द वन ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी. लाइक एज दिस वन यू कैन ऑल्सो फाइंड आउट द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ द एक्सपेंशन. एंड इन दिस वे ये कुछ ऐसी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टी हैं जिनकी अलग अलग वैल्यूज आपको मिलेंगी किसके अंदर, क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड के अंदर. वेयर एज इन केस ऑफ द अमरफस you cannot find this type of the relation of the refractive indexes. So whenever any physical quantity having the variable value from the different angle, and this type of the property exhibited by any of the solid that known as anisotropic in nature, while on the other side if you have the fixed value of the refractive indexes and some other physical property from different sides of the solid, and this type of the property known as isotropic in nature. So one more point you have to add here, the crystalline solid are anisotropic and while as the amorphous solid are isotropic in nature. तो दिस बेसिक डिफरेंस आपको अपने माइंड में रखना है. तो आपके एग्जामिनेशंस के अंदर अगर कोई भी क्वेश्चन आता है कि व्हाट आर द मेन पॉइंट्स ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन द क्रिस्टलाइन एंड द अमorphous सॉलिड, एंड दैट टाइम यू हैव टू गिव दिस डिफरेंस. तो दिस इज द डिफरेंस इज गिवन. बेसिक डिफरेंस, फिक्स्ड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, रेगुलर शेप, इरेगुलर शेप, sharp melting point, not fixed melting point, and these they can be cut by the sharp edges, they cannot be cut by the sharp edges. They have the different characteristic heat of the fusion, and there's no such pattern will be there. And isotropic in nature, isotropic in nature, true solid, pseudo solid, long range order and the short range order. So this is the very important questions for the examination, how you can distinguish between the crystalline as well as the amorphous solid. And now the next part, that is how these crystalline solid can be classified further. We have some other ways by which these crystalline solid again can be classified in various types, and these classification may be on the basis of the type of the constituents entities present inside the crystalline solid. You know, the crystalline solid may be made up of the atoms, crystalline solid may be made up the molecules, crystalline solid may be made up of the ions, and crystalline solid may be made up of the free radicals. So in this way, on the basis of the type of the constituents particle present in this crystalline solid, these can be classified further in four main types. Not only this one, and for this classification you may also include the intermolecular forces of attraction, and on the basis of the magnitude of the intermolecular forces of attraction, on the basis of the type of the constituents particles, and all these solid can be classified in the four main broad lines. And first category is, that is the molecular solid, and this type of the solid are made up of molecules, and these molecules having the dipole interaction between them, and so in between these two type of the molecules the force that exists, that known as London forces, or simply you can say van der Waals forces. The property of the van der Waals forces you have done in the chapter states of matter in class 11. So basically the magnitude of the London forces, Keystone forces, is responsible for bringing the molecules together in case of the molecular solid. And these molecular solid again is of two type. One is polar molecular solid, and second known as, that is the non-polar molecular solid. Example like as the HCl, example like as the SO2. And when these gases crystallizes, and that time what you will notice, the one H positive of the one and one Cl negative of other one having the force of attraction together, and in this way their covalent bond becomes quite polar in nature, and this type of the bond form known as the polar molecular solid. And this is the basic example of the polar molecular solid. In case of the second category, that is the non-polar, in case of the non-polar, there is no such attraction will be there. The non-polar molecular solid are those in which no such property will be there, no such attraction will be there, whereas polar are those in which electrostatic force of attraction work, dipole interaction work. And whereas in case of the hydrogen bonded molecular solid are those in which at least one H atom will be there, and this H atom is responsible for to apply the hydrogen for the hydrogen bonding, and intermolecular force is responsible because of the H atom. So these molecular solid can be classified in two types. So this is the basic example: the atomic solid made up of the atoms, ionic solid made up of the cations and anion, and molecular solid made up of molecule. Example water, example NaCl, and example this carbon and carbon diamond is the example of this one. And now the second category that we are taking here, that is the ionic solid. And this ionic solid is made up of the two type of the constituents particle, and these particle may be cations and anion. And these cations and anions having the electrostatic force of attraction, and this force of attraction is responsible for bringing the cations and anion together. So these cations and anion having the fixed point inside the lattice, and this lattice point known as interstitial site. So whenever you will examine the solid particularly, पूरे सॉलिड के अंदर जहाँ भी कैटायन या एनायन प्रेजेंट है उन पॉइंट्स को आप लैटिस पॉइंट बोलते हो, एंड दिस लैटिस पॉइंट ऑक्यूपाइड बाय द कैटायंस एंड एनायन इन केस ऑफ द आयनिक सॉलिड. देयर आर सो मेनी एग्जांपल्स फॉर द आयनिक कंपाउंड्स. दे आर हायर melting point, boiling point, and they have no fixed free moving particle, and they are insulators, they are conductors of the electricity, and maybe some other property. So this is the examples of the ionic solid in which one Na positive and Cl negative are responsible for the electrostatic force of attraction. Next category that known as metallic solid, and these solids basically formed by the d block element. In case of the d block element, metals have a tendency to lose the electron, and their electrons are present in the interstitial site. What do you mean by the term interstitial site? किसी भी बड़े साइज के एटम्स के बीच में जो हॉलो स्पेस होता है उस स्पेस को आप इंटरस्टिशियल साइट्स कहते हैं. एंड द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लूजेस बाय द मेटल एटम एंड बेसिकली फ्री फॉर्म में इन इंटरस्टिशियल साइट पर प्रेजेंट होते हैं. सो द नेगेटिव चार्ज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन and the positive charge of the metal atom is responsible for bringing these constituents together, and this type of the bond setup known as metallic bond. And this is a very strong bond which is present in all type of the d block element, like as the iron, like as the nickel, like as the cobalt, and maybe some other metals. So all type of the coinage metal, which metals which having the ductility, all those metals which have the malleability and having this type of the metallic bond. So this is the fourth type of the crystalline. This is the crystalline solid that you have done here. The crystalline example silicon dioxide, quartz, amorphous. This is the glass forming, and this is known as silicon dioxide. And last one that known as covalent or network solid. The fourth type is covalent or network solid. In this type of the solid, the constituents atoms are held together by the covalent bond. Example diamond, graphite, and silica, whatever. And the true covalent bond is present in type of the solid. Example diamond, example graphite are the basic types of this properties there. So this is the basic classification by which you can classify all the solid in two main types, four main types, that is the molecular, ionic, metallic, as well as this covalent. So in this way, this is the basic classification of all type of the crystalline solid. Now the unit cell and the crystalline lattice. The smallest part of the crystalline solid which having the fixed dimension, that known as the unit cell. What do you mean by the term of this unit cell? And this unit cell is basically the smallest arrangement which repeated throughout in the crystal. So the whole crystal known as space lattice, and this smallest part known as unit cell. The very simple example for this description is there. जैसे मैंने वॉल का एग्जाम्पल बताया, तो उस वॉल में एक ब्रिक क्या कहलाएगी? यूनिट सेल. और पूरी वॉल के फॉर्मेशन में आप उन ब्रिक को एक फिक्स पैटर्न में अरेंज कर देते हैं, तो वही रिपीटेड अरेंजमेंट ऑफ द ब्रिक इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द होल वॉल. तो होल वॉल नोन एज व्हाट? And this whole wall known as space lattice, and while the small brick that known as the unit cell. So we can say, and this unit cell is responsible for the formation of all type of the crystalline solid. तो in this way, this point you have to remember कि किस तरीके से हम इन यूनिट सेल को स्टडी कर सकते हैं. तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द लैटिस अरेंजमेंट, on the basis of the study of this unit cell, and we can classify all type of solid further. So what are the characteristics of the lattice? Each point lattice point कहलाता है. Each point in a crystal lattice represent the constituent particle which may be atom or ions or ion is there. Lattice point are joined by the straight line to bring the geometry of the lattice. Then characteristics of the unit cell, and unit cell having the fixed angle, and these angle may be alpha, beta and gamma, and their dimensions are also said to be fixed. Alpha 1 dimension A, dimension B and dimension C. So in the next segment we will discuss about the classification of these unit cell, and this classification, and again we have to study in detail. So overall these unit cell is of two types. One, that is the primitive unit cell, and second is the non-primitive unit cell. If the constituents atoms are present only at the corner, and this type of the unit cell known as primitive unit cell. On the other hand, if the constant particles are present in the some other sites, कॉर्नर के अलावा किसी और साइड पर प्रेजेंट होंगे, तो आप उसको नॉन प्रिमिटिव यूनिट सेल बोलते हो. तो डिटेल डिस्क्रिप्शंस ऑफ दिस यूनिट सेल वी विल डिस्कस इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. थैंक यू.